Hi everyone, welcome back to Canadian Finance Journey. My name is Bobby. In today's video, I'm gonna do a budget with me with some happy mail. Let's start with the happy mail, shall we? I got this envelope from Ellie on Earth. This is her group play. I'm excited to add her back to my binder. And she sent this little cutie pie. Look how, I love it. Oh, thank you so much thanks so much for all the love and support you have given me this past year. Wishing you a 2025 filled with love, peace, health, and prosperity. Ellie. That's really, really cute. Aw, those are adorable. Put her in my group play for next week. I also got some digital happy mail as well from Gaming Grandma Budgets. Her name is Pam. And she sent these to me. Look how cute. She's pretty good at doing these. Like, very, very cute. I'll keep those for next year, definitely. And these are adorable. They're roll and save, or you get to choose your own denominations. That works too. So thank you very much, Pam, for sending that to me. And thank you, Ellie, for sending those to me. Those are adorable. Okay. So let's get into our video for today. I decided to do a budget with me so we can try to figure out what I'm going to budget for November's paychecks. So I always start off with a calendar. I do actually have the digital version of the Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom. So this is where these come from. She has monthly templates, and then she has the Budget by Paycheck pages, paycheck budget trackers divided by by month. So what I start with is always doing my monthly template or my calendar, and then decided where my bills are. So my paychecks on the 12th and on the 26th. So those are my paychecks. My husband's, he gets his income like a day or two after me, so they're on in the same weeks. However, I like to cash stuff weekly, so what I do is one paycheck is gonna do 2 weeks worth of things. It's gonna do my savings challenges for 2 weeks, and it's gonna pay for half the bills for the whole month. And I'll show you that in a minute. So let's see a little bit what is going on here. So I have daycare. I have to pay $160 every week. So I have 5 daycare payments of $160 this month. I do have mortgage payments are on the Wednesday after my paychecks. So my mortgage payments, I put them right after my paycheck, so I know that everything's set up. However, how I do it, I already know that I have the money for it, that I'll have the money for it, and I'll explain to you in a little bit. I do have my phone bill and my internet bill on the 14th. The 15th is my electricity as well. I have YouTube Premium on the 18th, and my car insurance on the 1st. So I think that covers most of our bills. I do have some bills that are yearly, and that I'll show you how I do that. A month in a glance looks like in terms of bill payments. So we'll put that aside a little bit. And then I'll get out my, I have another one here. And I entered some things to save me some time. Okay. So this is the paycheck budget tracker that I use to budget my paycheck. And I write down paycheck 1, or mom paycheck, dad paycheck, and then I have all my bills, my fixed expenses, my bills. These are all my bills, including yearly ones, and I have the yearly ones at the end. My variable expenses, and then I left this blank so we can discuss it. I have a budget binder, and I'll show you that in a minute. So I'm going to start by writing down how much we have for income. So I always budget lower than I'll actually get. So I budget $1,500 for me, and I'll budget $600 for my husband, and that totals $2,100. So that's for a 2-week period. Our mortgage, as I have here, is at this moment, it's $680 bi-weekly. So we pay our mortgage bi-weekly. And I always go into this. So this is my bills binder. So what I do is I have a checking account where all my income goes into, and that my bills are taken out of. And then what I do is all my income goes into that account, and then I budget for it in here. So whatever I budget here will go into a savings account for bills money. That's how I call it, my bills account. And then all my bills, like my bill money, is in a savings account, and I track it with this binder over here. So I have all my bills, my mortgage, and I have how much it is. The interest has been going down, so this has been going down, and I should add another one because it is down to $680 right now. And then I have my bills tracker in here, my bill money tracker in here. So at this moment, I have $50 in that specific account already designated for my mortgage payment. Car insurance is my second bill, and these are kind of in chronological order. So, well, my mortgage is bi-weekly. My car insurance is on in the beginning of the month. So that one I have $0 right now in that account for it. Because today we're on the 10th of November, so I just paid my November bill. Daycare has its own sheet, and I have $640 in that account for it. Internet, I have $60 in that account for it, and so on. So these are all my bills, and I'll go through it with you, because I always keep this aside when I decide how much I allocate for them. So to pay my next mortgage bill, I have $50, and I need $680. So technically, I only need $630 in that account to be able to pay my next mortgage payment. However, I like to budget a little bit more, so I always have a little bit of a buffer in that account. So I'm gonna budget $650 for my mortgage payment. Car insurance. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these, and I'm going to do 1107. I'm going to add money. I'm going to add $650. That's going to bump me up to $700 in that account for mortgage. Car insurance is going to be my next bill, and I have absolutely nothing for it. However, I already paid November. So it's not like I'm in such a big rush, but I should at least do half of it. So I'm going to do half of that, like $70 for my car insurance. So I'm going to add that. $70, so I should have $70 at the end of this for car insurance. For daycare, we do get some government help to pay for our daycare because my husband is in school. So I don't actually budget for daycare because they cover that portion of our budget. So that's great. So I already have $640 in that account for it because they gave us money at the beginning of the month to pay for the whole month. So we have that. So internet is our next bill. So daycare, done across. Internet, I have $60 in there. My November bill will be $80, so I only need $20 in here. And I'm gonna do $20 in here to make sure I have enough for my next bill. Perfect. Okay, so my internet, I'm gonna add 20, so 1107. I'm adding 20 for a total of 80. Phones is our next bill. I have 90 in there already, and our bill is about 150, I think. Perfect. Phones, I already have $90 in this account, and I need about 150. So I'm gonna add $60 in this for this paycheck to boost us up to 150. Since I know that I'll need that for next time. Electricity is our next bill. I have 145 in here. I need 350 is how much I need. However, I like to put in a little bit more just so I can get ahead and have a little bit more in case I need it for next time. So 07, I'm gonna add 180. So that's 325. So I'm gonna add 180 in this paycheck. Water is our next bill. However, that one I can pay, like, it's a free payment. I can pay as much as I need. I know exactly how much it is every month, and I already paid till the end of the year. So that one I am okay. Subscriptions, that includes a few things. I have a work membership that I have to pay yearly, and that one is 300 and some, and that's due in January or February. Other than that, I take my YouTube premium out of there. I take Amazon Prime, Google Storage, Microsoft. I have Kudo Stream Services. That will glub a few of these things. So I'm gonna add a little bit to it today. However, not too much because I already have 125. So I'm gonna do 30. 1107. I'm adding 30 for 155. Perfect. Home insurance. So this is my first yearly bill in this binder. Home insurance, I have $535 in there at this moment. And I need $2,160 in around February. So I definitely will need to boost this up. I've only been adding a little bit. I'm gonna add 65 today to round it up. 1107. I'm adding 65. So I have 600 in here. Perfect. So yeah, definitely need to get on top of that, but that's okay. Property taxes, same thing. That's another yearly bill. I pay my property taxes in May, and it was $2,700 last year. So we'll see if that's going to go up or not. But for now, I have 270 in here. I'm going to round that one up. So I'm going to add 30. 1107, adding 30. 300. So the fun thing about yearly bills like these is that I can add whatever I want, or as little or as much as I want in here every paycheck bi-weekly. However, I just have to make sure by the due date that I'm gonna have the money designed for it. So what I can do is I can use savings challenge money for it. I can do at the end, at some point I get a bonus and I put a lot of it in here just to make room for it and make sure I have enough. I can do it however I want. So that's why I have a lot of leeway on those ones, and that's why I like those yearly bills. These were monthly bills, but I turned into yearly bills, so I had more freedom with them. And by doing that, all year round, I'm adding, like, I'm gaining interest on this money that I have in my savings account. Not a lot by any means, but it's there. And also, if there's one bill that I need, like, let's say I didn't budget enough for my mortgage payment and I'm missing $300. I'm missing $300 for my next payment. I can take it from this account because this is like all my bills together account. It always has a very bare minimum of 1,500 in this account at all times. Just because of all these bills are combined together to make a bigger number, like a bigger amount. So I can always like borrow to pay a bill and then just put it back. So I did do that. Maybe not with this one, but I did do that. Let's see. Okay, so my property taxes for this year. When I purchased my house, I didn't know how much the property taxes were. And because I purchased it mid-January and they send out their notices like at the beginning of January, I kind of missed that deadline for getting a paper invoice. Or maybe the previous owner did get it, like it was under her name and they didn't send it to me. I don't know. So I only got it like last minute, the real, like how much I needed to save or to give them. So you can see here I was adding money a little bit at a time, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I need to boost this money because I know it's coming. This was in April. So I boosted it as much as I could. However, I needed 2,700. I only had 1,230. So I borrowed 1,470 from this account for my bills money to pay for it, and then I went in and I repaid it. Put more money into this bills account to account for this payment. So now I'm boosting it for next year. Not a lot, but I'm putting money in for next year. So that's the nice thing about having this account, is that it's almost like a buffer for all your bills. So if you need money for one, you'll pay it and then you can repay it on your next bill or on your next income or whatever. If you get bonus money, then you put it in there. Like it really is forgiving and I love it. So I never have any late payments. I never have any missed payments. I always have the money in here for it. Whether it's in this envelope or another, like they always help each other out. So that's pretty cool. My next one is mom life insurance. So I have 2 life insurance. Well, I have 3 technically. I have a permanent one on my own. I have a term one on my own. And then I have one through work as well that I pay with my paychecks. So for like my own payments, I need like $900 in like June, July. Those are my 2 payment dates. Right now I have 210. And today, oops, I forgot to add 65. Oh, home insurance 65. Property taxes 30. Okay, I was good. Okay. I'm going to add today for mom life insurance. I'm going to add 40. And right now I decided that today was a rounding up day. So if I'm adding 40 in here, I have 250 in my life insurance. And then I have dad life insurance, which is my husband's life insurance. His life insurance is like double what I pay. So it's $700 for both of them. And he has a perm and a term. And for mine, just to put a little perspective as well, mine is a $371 for one, and then $580 for the other one. That $581 includes life insurance for both of our kids as well. So mine has, they're called child riders on my life insurance. So it adds up like I think it's 120 for both kids on top of my life insurance. So the kids are insured under my life insurance. And then my husband is by himself. And today, for my husband's life insurance, I'm evening out to 40 to 200. So 40. There we go. Okay, so let's see how much our bills total to. So then I go 650 plus 70 plus 20 plus 60, 180, 30, 65, 30, 40, 40. 1185. So I have 1185 is my bills total from this paycheck. So that's pretty good, because if I check how much that is, let's go divided by 2100 times 100. It's 56% of my income, which is, it's a little bit high for what we should be able to afford. However, for now, like, my husband's in school, he's making some money, but not a lot of money. And so our bills are definitely too high for what our life situation is at the moment, because they say you need to have it at least 50% or lower. Sorry, I have to get back to the kids and then come back. Yeah, so definitely our bills are definitely a little bit high for what we can technically, like, afford at this moment in our life. However, this schooling is just a temporary situation, so that's why we are powering through, and we will get through it. So that's 56% of our income, like budgeted income, is going to go towards our bills. So if I do 2100 minus the 1185, I have 915 left to budget. So then I go down here with my variable expenses. 915 is what we have left to budget. And, okay, so then we budget our groceries. I put $200 for a 2-week period. And honestly, if I go over that, then I'll get it on my next paycheck. But I also like just to remind you that I always under budget my income. So whatever I have left will go towards whatever I need extra. For gas, I also budget 200. I travel at least 1 day a week, 2 hours. And my husband travels at least 4 days a week, 2 hours. So that's like 5 days a week is that we travel at least 2 hours just for work or for school. So it adds up fast and it's a lot of money. Dad's spending, he gets $20 for to play around. Mom's spending gets $20. The kids get 30 and my pets get 30. And then I don't need anything for those. So let's see how much that adds up to. 400 plus, this is another 100, so 500. So if I do minus the 915, I have 415 left to budget. Perfect. Okay, so then my next one is I go into my savings and I go through my binders and I figure out what I want to allocate for every savings challenge that I have. This is an important one for us. So I have the Budget Mom, which is my pink binder. I have my Pirate binder and my freebies with friends. I have the Hop. And then I have my group plays and my Happy Planner games. In general, that is what my savings are. For this month, the Budget Mom, I need to have, the total was $150 for October. I already added $20. So for this week, I'm just going to add, I forgot, this is a 2-week period, so I have to allocate for that $100 there. Up is going to be 40 because I allocate $20 each week, which is technically 18 we need, but I budget a little bit more, so I have a little bit more to play with the other games. The pirate videos are at I'm gonna do, okay, so the pirate videos, I like to do $50 a week. And when I can't, that's fine too, but I'm gonna allocate like $100 for the pirate video. And the freebies with friends, I've been doing once a week lately. I'm gonna do $40 a week for $80. I'm gonna see how much that adds up to. The group plays, I try to do $50. However, I'm gonna do 40, so that's 80 for 2 week period. And then my happy planner, I'm gonna do I like to do like 30 or 40, so let's go with 70. Let's see how much that adds up to. So 100 plus 180 plus 40 plus 150. So that's 470. So I have to cut down somewhere. I'm going to cut down on my freebies with friends for now. So if I take minus 20 of that one, so there's 60. And I'm going to do a little bit less on our happy planners as well. And I need minus 40. Yeah, so I'm going to do 30 for that one. So that means I'll just play it 1 week. So then if I do a total 100 plus 160 plus 40 plus 120. Oh. Quick, yeah. It's 110, so 80 plus 30 is 110. 410 is my total. And I had 415 to play with, so I have $5 left. And technically, like, so then I'll just do a little bit of a switch up. I'm gonna add $5 to my happy planner games. So then I have one at 415. So then I have a zero base budget. So that's kind of how I budget for it. Yeah, so if I need anything in terms of like sinking funds or like debt, then I'll allocate it as well before I do these two. And like I said, like I'm gonna get more money than this, a little bit more. Usually it's a few $100, so then I can reallocate it once I get the actual numbers, so then I can rebudget. However, these ones usually don't change when I get a little bit more money. My bills, I have allocated money for it, so now I'm gonna go into, once I get that money, I'm gonna go into my checking account, and I'm going to move $11.85 into my savings account, and then I'm going to check it off once I moved it. So then that means all the money has been allocated to these expenses that I have in my bills binder. Next, I'm going to take some money out for my groceries and for my variable expenses, and take some money out for my savings challenges, so I can do saving challenges for the next 2 weeks. So I hope that was a little bit helpful. This is like my godsend, honestly. This is like the best thing I ever did. Yeah, so this is very, very helpful in terms of deciding how much money I need to put aside and how much, if there's anything that isn't like budgeted in my budget, I can always pay for it and kind of fix it up at the next paycheck. So I love that idea. So anyways, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll be happy to help you as much as I can to figure out or answer any questions that you have concerning my budget. I kind of just wing it and then fix it if I need to fix it. Plus, this is like I said, a budgeted amount. So when I get my actual aren't changing here. I don't actually put like the exact number of what my bill cost me, because whatever my money that the bill didn't cost me it's going to stay in my bills account for my next payment. Like, let's say my mortgage payment is $175. Let's say it goes down. Mortgage. Let's say it's $175 instead of $180. So I have $5 extra. It's just going to stay in this account to account for the next payment. So it's just going to make it a little bit less for me to save for next time. Kind of like a sinking fund. Exactly like that. You use whatever you need. The rest stays in this account exactly for the next one. For the next payment. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them down below. I'll help you as much as I can, and I'll try to make it as clear as I can. Sometimes it makes sense in your head and it doesn't come out properly. So I'm hoping this is clear enough. Another budgeting tool that I use is this bill tracker from the Budget Mom. It's in her freebie library. I enter all my bills in here. Like, my mortgage payments is bi-weekly. So some months I have 2 payments, sometimes I have 3. And I cross off the one I don't have, and then I have a blank spot for the time that I do have a 3rd week or a 3rd payment in that month. So I already covered those 2. Car insurance is once a month. Daycare is every week. So some weeks I have a 5th week. Like in November, I'll have a 5th week. So I left a spot here ready for our next payment. Phones, water, internet, electricity, YouTube. That's all monthly bills. And here are my yearly bills. And they changed a little bit. But anyways, it gives you a just. Chima, that's my membership for work. I have that one yearly for $375 in January. Home insurance, $21.60 in February. March, my Google storage for $45 is in March. And I highlight them so I know I don't forget those ones since they're only yearly. I always check these ones, and then I make sure that I cover these ones as well. Amazon Prime, our property taxes in May, Mom permanent life insurance. June, term life insurance in July. Dad, perm life insurance in July, and then his term life insurance in August. And then I have Disney Plus, but I canceled it because I reallocated to a different, I moved it around a little bit. But this gives you an idea of how I budget my paycheck or how I do my bills. I make sure I say, are they auto pay? Most of them aren't, because I like to pay it by myself when I want to do it. And I come and check it off here. So my first, daycare, I already paid my first week, so I checked it off. I'll have to pay my second week. Once I do that, I'll check it off here. So let's see for daycare. I go to my November. This is my real one. My November. So November is 4th to the 7th. So technically, I need to pay my daycare. So what I'm going to do is I e-transfer that one. So I'm going to go to my daycare envelope here. I'm going to say, okay, on the 8th, which is actually a few days ago, I paid my daycare. When I add money, I just cross it off. When I take it out, I put what the bill is. I have $160. So if I take $160, that means $580. Nope. $480. So sorry, you guys. So if I do, I have $640 in that account minus the $160. $480 is how much I'll have left. So I'll go on my banking app. I go on my checking account. I move money from my bill and my bill savings account. I move it to my checking account for $160. And then I take my $160 and I e-transfer it to my daycare to pay for daycare. Once I do that, like I already accounted for it here, once I do that, I'll come here and I have a little paid, and I come and I cross it off. I check it off. Like, okay, that one's checked off. So I paid my November week 2. And then I'll come back to my bills tracker and I'll go daycare 2, and I check off here. So that means that payment has been done. So then I'll go ahead next week, go and cross it off and do the same exact thing. So every time I get a bill, like my phone comes out, I'll go in, I'll pay the bill exactly what I need to pay, and then I'll come and check it off from here. So then that way I make sure that I don't forget any bill payments. You can see I have crossed off, I have checked them off. I have some extra little lines in here because the kids play with my binder sometimes. But yeah, I have them in order here, how much they are. I have them in chronological order here to make sure that, okay, in January, I paid all my bills. In October, I make sure that I paid all my bills since I completed my month. I make sure that I complete all my bills. They're all checked off. There's nothing here, so I'm good. November, by the end of November, I'll go around and I'll go make sure that I crossed off everything that I needed to cross off. So I use this and this in conjunction to really make my life so much easier with bill payments. So I have everything linked down below if you're interested in getting this these are actually just, I made these dashboards, and these are just budget sheets that I got off of Amazon. They're pretty inexpensive. You can purchase them on Etsy from people. You can do whatever you want. You can use just a blank piece of paper. You can have it all the way you want. As long as it's helping you get the job done properly, that is what matters. So I just wanted to make sure that I include that in here so you guys could see the full picture of my bill payment. But yeah, I hope you have a great day and a great long weekend, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!